topic po na aking i-discuss for today ay yung revised guidelines on the Social Security SS Funeral Benefit Program. So mahati po sa dalawang part po yung ating discussion. Una po yung highlights of the circular on the revised guidelines on the SS Funeral Benefit Program or yung circular number 2023-009 which was implemented po noong October 20 lang po, 2023. And sa second part po, siguro magpapakita lang po kami ng walkthrough or parang screen po kung paano po mag-file ng online filing po ng funeral benefit claim through the My.SSS portal. Highlights po ng ating revised guidelines, ang unang feature po, yung covered po under the guidelines. So sa atin pong lumang guidelines, all funeral benefit claimant ay pwede pong mag-file po ng kanilang funeral benefit. Sa atin naman pong revised, same din po but specifically stating po yung atin pong mga surviving legal spouse, children, parents, or any other natural person. So take note lang po na natural person po dahil nung atin pong all guidelines, ang inaalaw po mag-file kahit po yung mga funeral parlor o mga company or mga employer. So sa ating pong revised guidelines, hindi na po dapat po natural person. So pwede po mag-file siguro yung may-ari po ng funeral parlor or ng employer. Nakapangalan po sa kanila. Then next po, next feature po yung amount po ng funeral benefit. So sa atin pong all guidelines, variable amount from a minimum of 20,000 to a maximum of 40,000 pesos. So yung computation po ng ating variable amount, 20,000 plus 0.5% times yung number of contributions po at the month of death po nung ating deceased member times po nung AMSC. So alam ko po familiar po tayo dito yung average monthly salary credit. Sa atin naman pong revised guidelines, naka-base na po yung amount po sa sa number of contributions po nung namatay po nating na member. Halimbawa po si member po ay nagbayad lamang po ng 1 to 35, less than 36 po yung kanyang contribution, fixed amount po ng 12,000 na lamang po yung kanyang matatanggap. Ngunit kapag nakapagbayad naman po siya or meron po siyang higit sa 36 po na monthly contributions po na nabayaran, doon po mag-a-apply yung variable amount po from a minimum of 20,000 to a maximum of 60,000. So tumaas po yung ating funeral benefit from 40,000, 60,000 na po ngayon. Number 3 po, yung next feature po natin, yung order of priority po ng ating mga claimant. So sa ating pong lumang guidelines, wala po. So kahit sino po, kung kumpleto po siya ng documentary requirements, pwede po siyang mag-file po ng kanya pong funeral benefit claim. At ngunit sa ating revised guidelines naman po, ang pinaka-priority na po natin ngayon ay yung ating pong mga surviving legal spouse. So kapag next po dito, yung mga children na po, parents, or any other natural person, provided po na yung surviving legal spouse did not pay for funeral expense or cannot be located, or yung surviving legal spouse po ay namatay na, is already deceased, or yung deceased member po natin ay single. Next po, yung proof of payment of funeral expenses. So sa ating pong all guidelines and sa ating revised guidelines, parehas lamang po. Reimbursement po ito ng expenses as indicated po sa proof of payment or sa kanyang official receipt na pinasa, but not to exceed the amount of funeral due. So dito po, example po, ang amount po na available funeral benefit based po sa computation na nabanggit po natin kanina ay 25,000. And ang amount naman po ng sinabit po na kanyang OR ay 20,000 lamang. So dahil reimbursement po ito ng expenses, kung ano lang po yung nasa kanyang OR, yung 20,000, yun lang po yung ibabayad po natin kay claimant. Sa case naman po na mas malaki po yung binayad po ng ating claimant, halimbawa naman po yung nasa OR po niya ay 50,000, pero ang funeral benefit lamang po sa ating na-compute kanina ay 40,000, so 40,000 lang po yung makiklaim po nung claimant, kahit nagpasa po siya ng mas mataas po sa value ng funeral benefit po na kanyang makiklaim. Next po yung acceptable funeral expenses. So sa all guidelines po natin, yung funeral expenses may include the following: yung embalming, purchase of coffin, funeral services for the dead, to include church service fee, or its equivalent if from other religion, cremation or interment, niche cemetery, memorial lot, or columbarium. So dito po, pinapayagan din po natin submit yung mga preferred beneficiaries po ng affidavit of funeral expenses po in case po na wala pong OR na mapakita. Pero sa atin po ngayong revised guidelines, yung ating pong funeral expenses limited to the following only na lamang po. Embalming services, burial transfer services and permits, funeral services including church fees or equivalent in other religions, cremation or interment services, purchase of rent of coffin, purchase or rent of niche cemetery memorial lot, columbarium, and yung nadagdag po yung payment for memorial or funeral insurance plan. Halimbawa po yung ginamit po na plan sa namatay na member ay sa inyo po, maaari nyo po yun ipakita as proof of expense po natin. Next po yung submission po of certification of availment of memorial or funeral insurance plan in the name of the deceased member. So sa atin pong all guidelines po, pwede po masubmit po ng mga preferred beneficiaries yung kapag nakapangalan po yung insurance plan po sa namatay na member. Sa ating pong revised guidelines, almost the same din naman po, pero specifically stated po yung children, parents, or legal heirs only. Dito naman po tayo sa documentary requirements po no, na kailangan pong ipasa kapag magpa-file po ng funeral. For all claimants po, proof to establish SSS membership of the deceased member. So sample po nito yung UMID card ID or yung employer records po nung namatay na member na naka-indicate po yung kanyang SS number. Next po, proof of death or yung death certificate. Next po, yung proof of payment of funeral expenses or yung official receipt. So take note lang po na kapag dependent legal spouse, hindi na po sila required na mag-submit pa ng proof of payment. Pwede po sila mag-undertake po ng certification of undertaking na sila po talaga ang legal spouse and sila po yung nagbayad talaga ng funeral nung namatay po na member. Sa ating naman pong revised guidelines po, no, nakabase na po yung submissions sa civil status po ng namatay na member. Halimbawa, si member po ay single, sa lahat po ng claimant, kailangan po mag-submit ng proof to establish SSS membership of the deceased member, death certificate, official receipt or OR, and may nadagdag po tayo yung CENOMAR para mapatunayan po na single po talaga ang namatay po nating member. If si member naman po ay married, for surviving legal spouse na claimant, proof to establish SSS membership of the deceased member, death certificate, and nadagdag po yung marriage certificate. Kailangan na rin po nila mag-submit. And yung proof of payment po or yung OR, optional na lamang po ito. Katulad po nung nabanggit kanina, pwede naman po yung affidavit or online certification po. Mamaya po mapapakita po namin sa iyo kung ano po yung tinutukoy po dito na online certification. If ang claimant naman po ay other than the surviving legal spouse, so ayun po, kailangan pa rin din nila mag-submit ng proof to establish SSS membership po ng namatay na member, death certificate, official receipt, and any of the following po. Duly notarized waiver in favor of the claimant duly signed by the surviving legal spouse, or duly notarized affidavit as attested by two disinterested persons stating that the surviving legal spouse did not pay for funeral expenses or cannot be located. So sa case naman po na namatay na po ang legal spouse, kailangan po magsabit ang death certificate ni legal spouse including po nung kanyang marriage certificate with the deceased member or pensioner. Ang next feature po yung payment of funeral benefit. So, katulad din po nung dati po nating guidelines, compare po dito sa revised guidelines, yung first claimant po to file and comply with the requirements, sila po yung unang mababayaran po ng funeral. Sa case naman po na if with two or more claimants simultaneously filing, ang payment po natin dito ay prorated based po sa kanilang sinabit na official receipt. If with balance after first claimant, halimbawa po ang unang claimant, nag-claim lang ng 20,000 and may remaining pa na 15,000 based sa records ni member na halimbawa 35,000 yung kanyang pwedeng ma-claim. Yung remaining na 15,000 pwede pang i-claim po ng susunod na claimant. Dapat lamang po kumpleto po yung kanyang requirements. Ang next feature naman po yung prescriptive period of filing. Sa old guidelines po, wala po. Pero ngayon po sa ating revised guidelines, ang filing po natin 10 years po from the date of contingency. And nadagdag po sa ating revised guidelines po yung other condition po. If the claimant po is responsible po sa pagkamatay ni member, hindi po makakwalify siya sa funeral benefit at liable po siya to return yung settled benefit na nakuha po niya. So ganito rin po yung case if ever po na meron pong misrepresentation or nag-fraud po ang claimant sa pag-claim po ng kanyang funeral. So dito na po tayo sa second part po, yung online filing po natin through the My.SSS portal. So ang prerequisites po natin sa online filing, ang claimant po dapat ay register sa kanyang My.SSS portal. Kailangan din po updated yung kanyang contact information. And dapat po may naka-enroll po na disbursement account po sa Disbursement Account Enrollment Module or yung DAEM po sa My.SSS portal. So take note na lang din po na dapat po naka-ready na po yung mga documents po natin, naka-scan na po. Either images or PDF file po yung format with maximum file size po na 3 MB per document. So sa steps po ng online filing, sa una po si claimant magla-login po sa kanyang My.SSS portal. Next po ay click lang po yung apply for funeral benefit under po sa benefits tab. Next po, kailangan basahin po niya ng maigi yung important reminders and ensure po na accomplishment of the instructions po. Then click po yung proceed. Then after po nun, encode po niya yung mga required information po na hinihingi po sa kanya ng ating pong deceased member or pensioner. Then click po ulit yung proceed. So ayun po, hingin din po sa kanya yung the following information. Una po yung civil status po ng deceased member. Next, yung relationship with the deceased member or pensioner. And kung saan po niya gustong ma-disburse po yung kanyang funeral benefit. So ang uploading naman po ng supporting documents po, katulad din po ng nabanggit po namin kanina, based po sa civil status po ng namatay po nating member. So halimbawa po ay single si deceased member or pensioner, apat po yung kanyang isasubmit. Proof to establish SSS membership of the deceased member or pensioner. Kailangan din po niya mag-submit ng death certificate, proof of payment of funeral expenses or yung official receipt, and yung nadagdag po yung certificate of no marriage record or CENOMAR nung namatay po na member. If the deceased member naman po or pensioner is married and yung claimant naman po ay yung surviving legal spouse, kailangan po niya mag-submit ng 3 or 4 documents. So una po yung proof to establish SSS membership of the deceased member, yung death certificate po ng deceased member, and yung marriage certificate po. And yung proof of payment of funeral expenses or yung official receipt po, optional lang po ito, pwedeng hindi na po siya upload or mag-submit. If ang claimant naman po ay other than the legal spouse, so proof to establish SSS membership of the deceased member or pensioner, death certificate of the deceased member or pensioner, proof of payment of funeral expenses or yung OR, and any of the following po, whichever is applicable. Una po yung duly notarized waiver in favor of the claimant, duly signed by the surviving legal spouse. So halimbawa po nito, ang claimant po ay hindi po yung legal spouse and meron pong legal spouse. Since priority po si legal spouse, kailangan po niyang mag-submit ng waiver po na galing po kay legal spouse na ina-allow po niyang mag-claim, no, kahit hindi po siya yung priority. And pangalawa po, duly notarized affidavit as attested by 2 disinterested persons stating that the surviving legal spouse did not pay for the funeral expenses or cannot be located. So ito naman po kung hindi po tayo makakuha ng waiver sa surviving legal spouse, pwede naman po yung duly notarized affidavit as attested po ng two disinterested person. And in case naman po na wala na rin po yung legal spouse, namatay na rin po siya, pwede po yung death certificate of the legal spouse, including po yung marriage certificate with the deceased member. So may mga case pa rin po tayo na nire-require po natin na over-the-counter na lang po yung pag-file as may be determined po ni SSS. So the above mentioned supporting documents po shall be submitted together with the following. Yung funeral benefit claim application form, yung valid ID, and yung proof of disbursement po at duly notarized affidavit stating that she paid for the funeral expenses if claimant po ay yung surviving legal spouse. Yung surviving legal spouse and proof of payment of funeral expenses is not available. Then upon clicking po ng submit, sa atin pong mga surviving legal spouse, katulad po ng nabanggit kanina, meron pong certification with undertaking. Next po, sa email po, may magdo-notify naman po ng successful submission po ng funeral benefit claim through the my.sss portal. And kung saan po naka-assign na branch mapupunta po yung kanyang funeral benefit claim application. And yung magiging status po ng funeral, if settled or approved, rejected, malalaman din po ni claimant. So ito po, summary lamang po ito, summary table po nung documentary requirements dahil po medyo marami po siya and nakadepende po sa civil status po and then nakadepende rin po sa relationship po ni claimant kay deceased member. So dito po sa first column, ito po yung mga documents po na kailangan i-submit, no? Kapag dito po muna tayo sa single, halimbawa single po si deceased member. Kailangan po niya mag-submit ng proof of SSS membership, death certificate, marriage certificate, itong proof of payment of funeral expense, and yung SENOMAR. Itong apat po. In case naman po na married po si deceased member at ang claimant naman po ay yung surviving legal spouse, proof of SSS membership, death certificate, marriage certificate, and yung proof of payment of funeral expenses or yung OR po ay optional. So, may naka-note po na surviving legal spouse may submit po ng proof of payment of funeral expenses. So, kung hindi po siya nakapag-submit, i-require po siya no, mag-certify online or submit a duly notarized affidavit stating that she paid for the funeral expenses of the deceased member. So, in case naman po na married at ang claimant ay other than the legal spouse, so kailangan din po yung proof of SSS membership, death certificate, proof of payment of funeral expenses, and yung additional supporting documents na nabanggit po kanina.